Hi, my name is Tim and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at the new Harry Styles song Golden, which is a little bit unusual for this channel, but I thought it was such a great song that it's worth taking a look at. So if you are new to guitar, that's a mouthful, this is a really great song for you to kind of get your hands around because it's only two chords. We're stripped down to its basic form. This is just two chords, C major to D major, all the way through. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it, all the way through. There's a few little stops and pauses which you're going to have to listen to kind of figure out where they all go. But in its basics form, it's just those two chords all the way through. If you wanted to get a little bit deeper, we can start adding a passing chord, which does it from the D to the back to the C. They throw in like a B minor-ish kind of chord. And that sounds something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right at the end of the passage. So I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you count that through twice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, change. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So on that 7, the second time around on the 7, we're throwing in a B minor-ish chord. B minor 7. If you want to be technical, or you can do a full B minor if you want to. From the D chord, all we're doing is we're moving index finger to the B note and leave all the other fingers where they are. That's second fret on the A string. Perfectly fine. If you wanted to, you can bring your middle finger up to the second fret on the G string. So you're kind of moving both of these two fingers at the same time. Back to the C. If you want to, we can start employing some of the keyboard lines on guitar, which sound really cool. So I'm using kind of a neck pickup, roll some of the tone off a little bit, and a little bit of reverb. I'm playing that chord, which is lovely. So what that is, it's kind of like a cross-section of a bar chord. I generally don't like playing full bar chords. I like making little cross-sections. So I'm playing the bass, 8th fret on the E string, and then I've got 9th fret on the G, 8th fret on the B. And I'm using my pick and fingers. Which is really nice. So what I'm doing is I'm taking that whole shape, that exact shape, and I'm moving it to 7th fret on the A string, 8th fret on the B, 7th fret on the E string. And I'm using my pick and my middle and ring finger. I'm just kind of grabbing at the chord. And from there we go to a D chord, which is the open D string, 7th fret on the G, 7th fret on the B, 5th fret on the E. I'm using the same picking fingers, so the pick is hitting the D, open D. In fact, my fingers are just hitting the B and E string, so I'm not really hitting the G string. But it just goes there, force of habit. And then just like the little passing chord, when we hit the B minor, we're just playing that same shape, but we're playing it with a B on the bass. And my fingers are hitting the E string, G string, and B string. So the rhythm for that is 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You get the idea. So it's exactly the same. You're moving at the same time as you're moving the open chords, but we're also throwing in this little passing chord. It's kind of like an E minor, but there's still a C on the bass, so it's more like a C major 7. There's 100 ways you could play this. This is just kind of how I'm doing it. I think it sounds really nice. It's kind of emulating that keyboard sound. That's it, and that's kind of what you're doing for the verse. I think during the verse, they don't throw in that passing E minor, C major 7 chord. You're just playing the C. 6, 7, 8, 1, 2. definitely always putting that passing B minor in. Listen to it, figure out where you want to put it in. You could put it in every single time, you could change it up, put it only in for the chorus, put it only in for the verse, it's up to you. That's it, and that's kind of it for that kind of keyboard part. Now there's loads of other little bits going on. We've got this little motif here. Which is a lovely little line. I'm not going to sit here and tab out, explain that whole motif because there'll be a tab for it, but you're basically just running around. You're kind of picking out just notes from the E minor, C major scale. The slide guitar, this bit's quite important, I'll need a slide. I'm using a glass slide for this because it has that really kind of, a really smooth kind of sound to it. So again, neck pickup, roll a little bit of the tone off, put a little bit of reverb on there. We're just sliding up from the 7th fret on the G up to the 9th fret. Now, if you've never used a slide before, it's actually a lot harder than it looks. So when you're fretting a note with a slide, you want to make sure that the fingers behind the slide are resting on the strings. Otherwise you hear the note in front and the note behind. So you use your finger to sit behind the slide so that you only hear that one note. You always want to make sure that the slide is directly above the fret. Unlike when we fret guitars, you can put your finger anywhere behind the fret, as long as it's in that box and it's okay. With the slide, you've got to be right on top of the fret. Which is why it's tricky. Also, having high action and thicker strings really helps. I have neither, so you will hear this occasionally with the slide rubbing against the frets. I do apologise. I don't have a guitar set up for slide. Well, I do, but it's in lockup and we're in lockdown. So yeah, I'm having to make do. 7th fret up to the 9th fret with a bit of vibrato. And vibrato, you just shake the slide backwards and forwards. Now you have this little passage, which is 10th fret on the B string up to the 12th, and then back. But you got to cut the note off, so you slide up, and then I'm using my finger just to hit the string, and then picking it again. I'm actually using my pick and finger, so I'm picking with my pick first, deadening it with my finger, bringing my slide back, and then picking it with my finger, which is tricky. That's the passage, which is kind of tricky. So the last bit when he changes chord up to the D. So we're just sliding in. This is all on the G string, sliding from 9 up to 11, and then going 9, 7. And you're kind of picking. There's a lot of this picking, sliding, and then picking again. So that whole thing over the D chord. Finishing on that. And I think on the second time round, in the second verse, he comes back to the 10th fret, but he doesn't on the first verse. Let's play the whole thing through. There you go. Second time round, like I said, you come back to the 10th fret, but you don't come back to the 10th fret on the first time round. So it comes in on the second verse and third verse. So that's kind of it for the slide bit. The slide is really cool. Just watch out for being out of tune, just having the slide slightly off. So we've got some octaves. There's a breakdown. So yeah, the outro bits. So the tab will be down in the description, so you can go and get that. If you want to get that involved in this song, there's loads that will keep you busy, whether it's the slide parts, the keyboard parts, or you just want to play the chords. So this is a really cool little song. I really didn't ever expect to be doing a Harry Styles song, and I didn't ever expect to enjoy one of his songs. But yeah, I thought this was a great little pop song. Anyway, I'm going to leave this with you, and yeah, I hope I'll see you on the next video, whenever that may be. Cool. See you later. Goodbye.